Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And this video is one of the most important video for MCOM second year students. And this video is on MCO 01. मेरे ख्याल से सबसे ज़्यादा डिमांडफुल वीडियो है ये. बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स लोगों ने इसकी डिमांड की, सर लास्ट मिनट सजेशन तो दीजिए फॉर द ऑनगोइंग एग्जाम्स. एंड इस वीडियो में मैं आपको प्रैक्टिकली सारे इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस राइट फ्रॉम यूनिट 1 to 20 सारे, तो वो सारे हम लोग वर्कआउट करेंगे पॉइंट वाइज, सो दैट विल बी आपके जो रिवीजन में काफी हेल्प करेगा ये वीडियो, वेरी हेल्पफुल, राइट. एंड जो IBO 1 और IBO 05 जो अभी जो एग्जाम्स हुए हैं उसमें तो आई एम रियली सरप्राइज्ड. उसके जो क्वेश्चन पेपर मैंने देख रहा था, nearly about 80 to 90% of the question paper was from my study materials. It was amazing. बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स ने मैसेज किया. I really feel good and thankful to God. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start the video. Kindly watch the video till the end because we have only 1 day left, 1 or 2 days left, in fact. And let's try to explore MCO. Like what you should prepare from the first unit, and you see organization के ऊपर है. एंड यहाँ से जो मोस्टली जो क्वेश्चंस एग्जाम्स में आते हैं, that may be from features of organization, why organization is important, and what is the role of a manager in the organization, and lastly what are the features of a modern organization, right? So यहाँ पे I will tell you a few important points where like you can elaborate those points if you get a question like this. Okay, so first of all, when we think about organization, basically organization in a very simple and short sentence we can say that it is a combination of 4 M's. 4 M's. 4 M's. Now, what are these 4 M's? Man, money, material, machinery. So, these are the main 4 components of an organization. Man, that means, the people, then money, capital, machinery, and materials, equipments. So, without all these components, an organization cannot be established, right? So, let's see what are the main features. The first one is, division. Now here division of the work. The work which has to be done is divided among the departments, among the workers, according to their skills and specialization. Then comes, departmentation. An organization has, several departments, and the works are assigned according to the, the functions of the departments. Then comes, assignment. Assignment of duties, assignment of work, assignment of authorities. So this is also one of the most important function of an organization. And lastly, reporting. Every subordinate, when he is given a particular job to do, and after completing the job, he should report it to the immediate management. So these are the general features or functions of an organization. The next one is why organization is important. Why it plays so important role, in the present world. In fact, earlier also, it always has been a very important role. The first one is specialization. An organization is a place where specialization skill can be improved by the employees. The employees can be, can polish their skills. अपनी skills जो भी talent है उनके पास में, वो उसको और polish कर सकते हैं. तो वो result करता है specialization में. They become specialist of their particular skill. ये बहुत ही important function है. Then comes resources. Resources are limited, scarce, we know that, and these resources must be put to the optimum use. Like, man, जो labor है, that is a resource, equipment is a resource, raw material is a resource, land, building, everything is a resource, but they are limited. So an organization, it shows the way how to use the resources, right? So this is very important. Then comes management. Now management is a part of organization. Management, we know that it's a big topic, and without a proper management, an organization cannot stand. It is very important that the managers or the management take proper decisions in the organization, right? So this management of the employees, of the equipments, of all the resources. Then comes relationship. Now, organization helps to establish relationship between department to departments, employees to employees, or a manager and subordinate. So like that, it establishes the relationship, and then comes overall. When you will combine all these previous four functions, it results in growth and development of an organization. एंड फ्रेंड्स, ये सारे पॉइंट्स को याद करने के लिए एक छोटा सा ट्रिक बताता हूं आपको. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल लाइक हियर DDAR. सो यू कैन टेक द फर्स्ट लेटर एंड ट्राई टू मेक a simple word, like for example we can say it as dad r. So dad r, ये दिमाग में रहेगा कि भैया DADR. So D for division, A for assignment, D for departmentation, and R for reporting. So like this, you can make small sentences, words of these points, so that you can elaborate your answer in the exams, right? Then comes, this is very important question. What is the role of a manager in the organization? बहुत बार एग्जाम्स में आया होगा. So basically his role can be of three types. First is interpersonal, second informational, and third decisional. ये सबसे important role है, functions हैं of a manager. Interpersonal refers to his personality, how he behaves, how he manages the operations, his leadership style, his attitude towards the employees or subordinates, so like that. And then informational. Now he acts as a medium of conveying the information from the employees, from the customers, from all the agencies to the top management. वो बीच में होता है, employees और top management के बीच में. तो यहाँ की information वहाँ पे पहुँचाना, वहाँ की information यहाँ पे पहुँचाना. तो double role. So this is informational. He provides information. Then comes decisions. He takes important decisions regarding how to do the work, which employee should be assigned with a particular work. So he acts as a guide, motivator, leader. बहुत सारे रोल हैं in decision making. So okay. The next. Now this is also very important question. What are the features of a modern organization? बहुत सारे features हैं. मैंने यहाँ पे just आपको 5-6 लिखे हुए हैं. Like firstly, manpower. In modern organization, that means today's organization, there is a decrease in manpower. आजकल ज़्यादा manpower या ज़्यादा labor या ज़्यादा workers लोगों को रखते नहीं है organization. ये problem भी है, लेकिन organization के लिए ये अच्छा है. For their growth and development. Second, skill. Now the organization are looking for people who are more skilled. They are giving more importance to the skill rather than the degrees and certificates. Then comes customer. Now customer, like as we know, customer is God. So इस point को आप define कर सकते हैं that an organization always try to satisfy the customers. Then comes quality. Good quality of goods and services should be provided at reasonable price to the customers, right? Then comes technology. They are more and more technology oriented. That means they have a inclination towards technology, modern technology. They want to use more and more of latest technology rather than traditional methods of doing job. And lastly, outsourcing. In large organizations, the routinous work are given to some BPOs. आउटसोर्सिंग मीन्स BPOs. लाइक जैसे कस्टमर केयर के जो काम होते हैं या रिसेप्शन के जो काम होते हैं, तो ये सारे काम वो आउटसोर्सिंग कर देते हैं. फाइन. द नेक्स्ट वन इज मॉडर्न थ्योरी. एक्चुअली थ्योरी ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चैप्टर से है. एंड जून में क्लासिकल एंड न्यू क्लासिकल थ्योरी से आए थे क्वेश्चंस, तो यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट दिस वन, मॉडर्न थ्योरी ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. बट my advice will be like you should also read about the other theories of organization, but give little bit more importance to this modern theory of organization. Now when we talk about modern theory of organization, basically we can divide this theory into two parts. First is system theory, and the second one is contingency theory. Again, in system theory, it establishes a solid system in the organization. Okay, and this system has again three main components: inputs, throughputs, outputs. As you can see in this flow chart, that these are the main components of the system theory. इसके ऊपर short notes भी आते हैं, right? Okay. The next one is contingency. Generally, contingency is related to situation or condition. So basically, कंटिंजेंसी एनी एडवर्स हैपनिंग, कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन शुड हैव फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी इन इट्स स्ट्रक्चर, सो दैट टाइम पड़ने पर इट कैन ग्रास्प द अपॉर्चुनिटीज, इट कैन टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ द अपॉर्चुनिटीज. सो ये हो गई कंटिंजेंसी, एंड ये दोनों पार्ट को आपको डिफाइन करना. आगे चलते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर. नाउ व्हाट इज दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर? बेसिकली एकदम शॉर्ट में, इट इज अ नेटवर्क. इट इज अ नेटवर्क ऑफ रिलेशनशिप. सो organization structure tells us like how the things are related in the organization, how the departments are related, how the workers are related to the manager, who is the boss, like who has to do the work, what type of work. तो ये सारे रिलेशनशिप, बिकॉज बहुत सारे ऐसे काम है जहाँ पे करने होते हैं अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट को एंड अलग अलग एम्प्लॉयज को. तो इट इज अ नेटवर्क ऑफ रिलेशनशिप इन वेरी सिंपल वर्ड्स, जिसको आप और एक्सपैंड करके आंसर क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. एंड यहां से आपको करना है मेन पहले इंपॉर्टेंस, व्हाई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर इज इंपॉर्टेंट. आप you can give these points also, like it gives rise to again like specialization, then it helps in the growth and development of the business. Better control can be done through organization structure, proper structure, and the people know like what they have to do. That means it establishes a better authority and responsibility system in the organization. तो बहुत सारे एडवांटेजेस हैं जो आप यहाँ पे एक्सपैंड करके लिख सकते हैं. द नेक्स्ट वन इज कंपोनेंट्स. ये चार कंपोनेंट मैंने लिखे हैं: स्पेशलाइजेशन, डेलीगेशन, डिपार्टमेंटेशन, स्पैन ऑफ कंट्रोल. मोर और लेस रिलेटेड विद द फर्स्ट चैप्टर. अगेन स्पेशलाइजेशन, just now I told you about this. Delegation means transfer of authority from one person to another, right? Because suppose if a manager is given the responsibility of doing a particular work, now he alone cannot do all sorts of work. So what he will do? He will delegate. He will transfer a part of his work to other individuals. So that is called delegation. Departmentation, we know, like forming different departments and assigning the work. And then span of control. Span of control means the minimum number of employees that should be to work under a manager. So that is called span of control. Basically a files management principle. तो ये वहां से लिया गया है span of control. And यहाँ पे एक मैनेजर के अंडर में मैक्सिमम और मिनिमम कितने एम्प्लॉइज काम कर सकते हैं और हाउ मेनी एम्प्लॉइज कैन बी प्लेस्ड. सो दैट इज स्पैन ऑफ कंट्रोल. ओके, नाउ दिस वन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल स्ट्रक्चर. बहुत बार क्वेश्चन आता है. बेसिकली देयर आर 5 टाइप्स, लेकिन यहाँ पे 3 मेन कैटेगरी है. फंक्शनल, दैट मींस द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर इज डिवाइडेड अकॉर्डिंग टू द फंक्शंस ऑफ ईच एंड एवरी डिपार्टमेंट. Individual, it is based on divisions, because in a large company जहाँ पे डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर है, बहुत सारे प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट, फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट, परचेज डिपार्टमेंट, एडवर्टाइजमेंट डिपार्टमेंट, तो वहाँ पे अलग अलग डिविजन्स हैं. तो ये डिविजन्स को काम में डिवाइड करना है. Adaptive. Then again, adaptive can be divided into matrix type of structure, and the other is project structure. मैट्रिक्स एंड प्रोजेक्ट ये दोनों एडेप्टिव स्ट्रक्चर है। तो बेसिकली ये कोई एक पर्टिकुलर काम को लेके अगर कोई एक प्रोजेक्ट मिल गया काम करने के लिए, तो द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वर्क्स टू अचीव दैट टारगेट, एंड आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग द प्रोजेक्ट द एम्प्लॉइज आर मूव बैक टू देयर पोजीशन इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, द नेक्स्ट कॉन्सेप्ट इज फ्रॉम लर्निंग। लर्निंग से क्वेश्चन आता ही आता है, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक। नाउ व्हाट इज लर्निंग? Always try to understand the concept. If the concept is clear, you can expand the points. Concept clear नहीं है, रट्टा नहीं मारना है, क्योंकि रट्टा मार ही नहीं सकते, बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स हैं, रट्टा मारेंगे फंस जाएंगे। ओके, लर्निंग इज चेंज इन बिहेवियर, change in our behavior, and basically these changes are permanent in nature। ठीक है, तो कोई भी चीज जब हमें लर्न हो जाती है, हम लोग समझ लेते हैं उस चीज को, आवर बिहेवियर, आवर एटीट्यूड चेंजेस टुवर्ड्स दैट एस्पेक्ट, टुवर्ड्स दैट कॉन्सेप्ट। ओके, सो दिस इज अ चेंज इन बिहेवियर। एंड लर्निंग से इस टॉपिक से आपको क्या क्या रिवाइज करना है? लेट्स सी द फर्स्ट वन, दिस वन, द डिफरेंस बिटवीन लर्निंग एंड परफॉर्मेंस। बिकॉज ये लर्निंग, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक स्कूल नहीं है, इट इज नॉट ए स्कूल वेयर you are you will be given homeworks and classworks, so it's not a school at all। basically यहाँ पे organization को चाहिए performance, and to improve this performance the organization always tries to make the employees learn about their skills and the main, like how to do a certain work। so these are interrelated। if the employees are not better learned, they do not know how to do the work, if they do not have skill or less skill, they will underperform the job। तो इसका बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। Then what are the main factors that affect our learning? Common topic, because as an individual, as a person, we should know कि how our learning is influenced by what factors। Okay, basically यहाँ पे मैंने 4 फैक्टर लिखे हैं, इसको और भी आप एक्सपैंड करके 2-4 और भी ऐड कर सकते हैं। सबसे पहले तो लर्निंग डिपेंड्स ऑन योर एबिलिटी एंड स्किल, हाउ मच स्किलफुल यू आर, हाउ मच टैलेंटेड यू आर, व्हाट गट्स यू हैव। ठीक है, सो एवरीथिंग इज ऑन योर एबिलिटी, योर कैपेबिलिटीज। सेकंड वन, परसेप्शन। परसेप्शन मींस learning from senses। when we learn from our senses, we have 5 senses, and anything when we learn from the help of these senses, so that is called perception। so perception basically we will learn, we will do after this। so a person, individual which can make the best use of its senses in learning, so he can develop skills quickly। तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हम हमारी सेंसेस को एक्टिव रखें, एंड वी शुड ऑलवेज लर्न, राइट? लर्निंग एटीट्यूड इसको बोलते हैं। एंड देन कम्स मोटिवेशन लेवल, like how the employees are motivated, what is their motivational level, whether they are depressed or they are taking keen interest in doing the job, so that is what is done। and again, like this motivation also depends on the manager, how he communicates with his employees and how he tries to motivate his subordinates। तो ऐसे बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स हैं मोटिवेशन को। इवन लाइक मोटिवेशन इज आल्सो देयर फ्रॉम फाइनेंस, मनी जिसको बोलते हैं। सो मनी इज द ग्रेटेस्ट मोटिवेटर। And lastly, contingency। Contingency, as I've told you, this is on condition or situation। So a person, it depends, like his learning level depends on the circumstances he lives and he works। if the group is good, the team is good, he can learn a lot। and if the group is not good, चोर के साथ रहेंगे तो चोर बुलाएंगे ही लोग। so it is very important that you should develop a good friendship group like that। and इसके बाद में जो टॉपिक है लर्निंग के ऊपर, एंड दैट इज theories of learning। and यहाँ पे as we know, we have discussed so many times in the previous videos also, that there are 4 types of theories। first is classical। classical is basically on that dog experiment, है ना, बहुत बार हम लोग कर चुके हैं। तो डॉग एक्सपेरिमेंट को क्लासिफाई करना है। conditioned, unconditioned, वो सब चीजें। Then comes operant theory. Operant theory depends on that. इसके ऊपर मेरे स्टडी मटेरियल्स में मैंने आपको फ्लो चार्ट वगैरह वो सब भी दिया है, सो दैट आप चार्ट देख के समझ जाएं कि व्हाट इज द थ्योरी ऑल अबाउट एंड हाउ पीपल लर्न। एंड देन कम्स कॉग्निटिव। कॉग्निटिव बेसिकली हमारी मेंटल एबिलिटी है, बेसिकली हमारे स्कूल कॉलेजेस लेवल में, और व्हाट वी आर डूइंग इन एमकॉम इज थ्रू कॉग्निटिव ओनली। we are using our mental energy, so that is cognitive. We learn through our mental power. Then comes social. Sometimes from our friends, from our relatives, from our family, we learn a lot of things, right? बहुत इसको तो बहुत ज्यादा एक्सपेंड कर सकते हैं, तो ये चीजें आपको पढ़नी है, यहाँ से क्वेश्चंस एग्जाम्स में। ओके फ्रेंड्स, द नेक्स्ट कॉन्सेप्ट इज फ्रॉम एटीट्यूड एंड वैल्यूज इन फैक्ट, एंड फ्रॉम दिस यूनिट let's see what you should read. The first one, how attitudes are formed. But before that, let's try to understand. We often use this word attitude, लेकिन बहुत कम लोग जानते हैं एटीट्यूड का मतलब क्या होता है ना? बोलते हैं यार बंदे के अंदर एटीट्यूड बहुत है, तो quite often we use this word. But attitude is, मैं आपको शॉर्ट में बोल देता हूँ, it is a feeling. It is a feeling about others. What we feel about others, or a place, or a product, or a service, or an organization. So what we feel about that. So that is our attitude. If we have a positive attitude, we will think positively. If we have a negative attitude towards anything, we will think negatively. So like this. Okay, how it forms? Basically it forms by association. What type of company that we keep? Our friend circle, our family members, our relatives. So our attitude develops from association, when we meet and when we get close with others. Then comes observation. We generally observe others, how they do the work in an organization, as far as organization is concerned. So we develop an attitude. Yes, this is the particular way of doing the work. So that is observation. Then comes culture. And generally we get our culture from society, our family tradition, from our parents. So this culture also affects our attitude. If we have a conservative attitude in our home, then how can we expect that our attitude will be positive? So that's very simple. So this is culture. And then comes direct experience. Sometimes we develop attitude through personal incidences, where something really happens with us. This is in fact one of the best part of developing attitude, जो आई थिंक रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर ने अपनी जो थियोरीज डेवलप किए थे सोशियोलॉजी में, वहां पे उन्होंने एक्सपीरियंस को लेके काफी कुछ बोला हुआ है। अगर आपने पढ़ा होगा तो वेल एंड गुड। सो एक्सपीरियंस इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एलिमेंट। देन कम्स हाउ वी डेवलप एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स वर्क। व्हेन वी आर वर्किंग इन एन एटीट्यूड एंड समबडी आस्क यू कि यस कैसा लग रहा है काम करके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, तो यू हैव एन आंसर, either positive, negative, or neutral. So like that. So how to measure the attitude of your work? How satisfied you are? That is what is there. First one, job satisfaction. How much satisfied you are in doing the job. So we can write a lot about this. Job satisfaction. Then comes your this thing, your working environment, your team, your manager. How much salary and wages you get. So that is satisfaction. Then comes job involvement. How much involved you are in the job, how much interest that you are showing in doing that particular job which is given to you. So that is job involvement. And then comes commitment. How much committed you are to your job, to your work, to your career. So this commitment is also required to develop a good work related attitude. So always the company always tries to develop all these three things for an employee. Then एक और आपको टॉपिक यहाँ से कर सकते हैं, and that is the difference between attitude and behavior. Because हमारे attitude जैसे होंगे, behavior automatically that will change, right? So we should always have a positive attitude towards anything that we experience. Important topic, stress management, and you should read these three topics from this unit. The first one, what are the different causes of stress? Why we have stress? It's a slow poison because it affects our physical and mental abilities. So why we are in stress? Why we feel? What are the causes? The first one, individual. Individual, like that refers to our personality, our attitude. We have a negative attitude, automatically we will be in stress. We'll think, we'll be thinking about negative consequences always. So that one is individual, which you can define. Then comes your family. If your family is happy family, then that will create less stress. And if someone is a family is sick for a longer period of time, or aging parents, so they create some type of stress mentally. Then comes financial. Now this is the most important one. Money that matters. So if you have money problem, financial problem, automatically you will be in stress. Very simple one. Then comes organization. What is the team, the group, and how is your manager behaves with you, and how much stressful is the job, what is the work pressure, workload. So all these things create stress. Then comes environment. What type of environment in which you live? Whether like all your society, all your neighbors are good people, they are good enough, they are cooperative. So like this. So these are few causes of stress which you can define. And then comes consequences. If we have stress, as I told you that it's a slow poison. It's our physical abilities and mind. Okay, so these are the consequences. We have changes in our physical behavior. We fall into some sort of addictions like smoking and drinking and all that. So that is one of the very, and even like we develop some sort of high blood pressure due to depression, continuous depression, or sugar, diabetes. So all these physical problems can also be a consequence of stress. Then comes mental. When a healthy mind lies in a healthy body, as told by Vivekananda. So this for this particular thing, if you have a continuous stress, you will be your mental abilities will be less. You will not be able to apply your intelligence to solve a problem. You will try to avoid that, right? So this is one of the very major consequences. Then if you are in stress, that will change your behavior. You will be more irritating, है ना? कोई भी बात कर रहा है अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, रात को नींद नहीं आ रही है, काम में मन नहीं लग रहा है. So your complete behavior will change only due to stress. Then comes organization. Automatically, when these three things will not work, this will lead to low productivity in the organization. डांट सुननी पड़ेगी बॉस की, हो सकता है नौकरी से निकाल दिया जाए आप. So all these things will come under organization consequences. Now, like how can we reduce stress? There are some techniques through which we can reduce our stress. Okay, because today's running life भागती हुई जिंदगी है, and यहाँ पे हर आदमी टेंशन में. तो ये टेंशन को कम किया जा सकता है. दो तरीके हैं. एक तो इंडिविजुअल टेक्निक है जो सबसे ज्यादा पावरफुल है, सुपर पावर है इसके पास. हम अपने आप को खुद ही ठीक कर सकते हैं. हाँ, सबसे पहले we should know about time management. Time management is very important. To go to bed at a particular time, to wake up at a particular time, to have lunch, dinner, breakfast in time, and you should make a good routine of your daily activities. So that is time management, very important one. Then comes physical exercises. You should do running, jogging, cycling, swimming, like that. So that is important. Then you can do some yoga, meditation. So इसको भी आप define कर सकते हैं. रामदेव बाबा के exercises हैं बहुत सारे, वो कर सकते हैं आप. So there are a lot of things. Then comes social. Attend मेरे marriage ceremonies, birthday parties, या फिर कोई भी अगर friend का get together है, जरूर जाइए. Be social. That will reduce stress. ठीक है. तो ये हो गए कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट इंडिविजुअल टेक्निक्स. एंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टेक्निक्स जनरली इट इज नॉट अंडर आवर कंट्रोल बिकॉज these are framed by the organization. like proper selection and recruitment of the employees and giving the right job to the right man. गलत आदमी को काम दे दिए तो आदमी भी स्ट्रेस में आ जाएगा and management भी स्ट्रेस में आ जाएगा. So like that, then the organization should make a proper job designing of the work. Job designing, job redesigning, both the aspects. Both are very important for stress. And lastly, counseling. If an employee is continuously in stress, if he cannot perform well in the organization, if his productivity is decreasing, then he needs counseling. वो बोलते हैं ना स्कूल में लाइक बच्चा अगर परफॉर्म नहीं कर पा रहा है एग्जाम्स में, then he needs counseling. उसको काउंसलिंग करने की जरूरत है. डांट फटकार पनिशमेंट से नहीं होगा. The next chapter is from motivation. Now what is motivation? Motivation, as we know, very important for our performance. Motivation is, when we get some sort of inspiration to do a particular job. That is called motivation. In other words, in very simple words, we get inspiration to do or to work. Okay, so that is called motivation. Okay, now there are in this chapter, there are a lot of theories of motivation. I have just noted down only 4, right? Which generally, strikes in the exams. So you should thoroughly read about this. Maslow's theory we have done in right from class 11, 12. Maslow's need hierarchy, very important one. You should know about that. Then Herzberg's 2-factor theory. This is very important. Sometimes you get the similarities and dissimilarities between these two. Maslow's and Herzberg's 2-factor theory. Then we have, sometimes we get short notes on this, ERG theory and expectancy theory. So basically you should focus more on this, Maslow's and Herzberg's. Okay. The next topic of this chapter is how an organization motivates an employee. How? What are the techniques? So first, the very first technique and the most important technique, in fact, to give financial benefit to the employees, because money is the most important motivator. So if the employees is given sufficient financial advantage, he will work. He will automatically convinced to do work. Then comes job redesigning. Continuously, there should be it should have a flexible job redesigning. It always tries to, it never, कोई भी एक एम्प्लॉय को एक जगह पे ज्यादा टाइम तक नहीं रहने दें. Frequently change their positions, make their transfers, promotions, so like that. So that will give them some sort of boost in the mind. Then comes work environment. An organization should always provide a better working environment, better working conditions. Manager बिना AC के चैम्बर में बैठा हुआ है, that should not be done. As a manager, he should be given a separate cabin because he has to take a lot of important decisions. So एक ठंडा चैम्बर चाहिए उसको, right? तो working environment बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए, so that will boost his mental energy. Then comes involvement of employees in the decision. Whenever the management takes decision, it can call for the views, opinions of the employees. So इससे क्या होगा? The employees will feel motivated कि yes, management को हमारी जरूरत है, right? Like we are playing a role in the management. So that will boost up their. Next topic is conflict. Conflict management. Conflict, मनमुटाव, झगड़ा, oral fighting. So that is conflict. And इस चैप्टर से आपको ये 3 चीज करनी है. Different types of conflict. What is the impact of conflict on the organization, and how an organization can resolve or solve conflict, right? तो देखते हैं types में. There are 3 types given in your study material: interpersonal, intrapersonal, and organizational conflict. Now in this interpersonal, generally an individual fights with himself. There are no other buddy with whom he has conflict. He is in conflict with himself. Now that may be due to its attitude, perception, personality, like that. And interpersonal, now here there are minimum 2 persons involved in this type of conflict. That is called intrapersonal. Okay, so this is very common. We are sometimes, we often get in conflict with others over our, if there is a clash of interest. Conflict is a clash of interest or opinion. So this is a very common type of this thing, types. Then comes some organization. Sometimes there may be conflict in the organization between the management and employees. That results in strikes, lockouts. Okay, so this is also very common in the organization. So these are the three basic types of conflict. Okay, the next topic, impact. How it impacts the individual and organization. So I've just written 4 here. You can expand this. If you understand the concept, you can write more. Health problems will be there. You will be in problems. You will be in stress if you are in conflict with others or yourself. Then comes, productivity. It will hamper your productivity. It will reduce your productivity. Then comes violence. The organization will be a battlefield for the individuals if there are conflict in the organizations or departments. So it should not be there. Then comes, mental problems. Basically, this mental starts with, this interpersonal, because the people who are fighting with themselves, so they will have a, problems in their mental energy, in their motivational level. So this is one of the dangerous type of impact of conflict. Okay, now how organization can resolve this? What are the steps that an organization take? First, very simple, ignore. If there are conflict in the organization, the best way the management can do is just ignorance. Ignore, let them fight. Let them, automatically they will arrive at a solution. And then comes separation. Make both the parties separate so that they will not fight. They will not be in conflict. So that is one technique. Then comes dominance. The management can dominate. ओके, वो एक टाइप की दादागिरी, यस डू नॉट फाइट, फाइट करोगे तो यू विल बी आउट ऑफ जॉब. सो ये कर सकती है. देन कम्स अपील, रिक्वेस्ट कि प्लीज डू नॉट फाइट. In fact, this one, last one is the best one. You can make a request, a humble request कि please do not leave the conflict, try to do. The next one is team building. How? Because as we know that a proper team, a good team should be there. Team spirit should be there for the work to be done. And from this unit, you should read about what are the different processes of formation of a team. And the second one, how can we find out a particular team, how effective the team is, right? So these two very short, छोटा chapter है. And in the process of this thing, right, team formation, generally you should write about these 5 processes. First, forming, then comes storming, then norming, performing, adjourning. Forming, now this is the first step where the team is formed with different people. Then storming, this is a very conflicting position where all the team members, they interact with each other and there may be a conflict between them during this time. Then comes norming. Now the team leader is decided out of all the team members. So that step is norming. And performing, here the members starts to work for the objective or goal for which the team has been formed. Okay, so this is performing. And lastly, adjourning. When the goal is achieved, when the work is finished, the team will be dissolved. So that is called adjourning. And then, like, how can we find the effectiveness of a team? First, by commitment. How committed the team members are to their work. Okay, so this is the most important base for a team. Then comes like how they cooperate with each other. Cooperation among the team members. How friendly they are with one another. Then understanding. They should have a good understanding among themselves. Otherwise, the team will be, they will not be able to perform the work or achieve the goal. Then value. Each team member should be given equal values, right? Otherwise, he will not be motivated to work. और तालाब में अगर एक गंदी मछली आ गई, तो the whole तालाब will be dirty and rewarding. The best team member who is performing the best, he should be rewarded. Awarded, reward though, so that the other members will also learn. They will also motivate. Yes, I will also. In the video, concept बहुत है, important questions बहुत हैं, लेकिन time limited होने के कारण आपको मैं इतना ही कह सकता हूँ। एंड जो प्रीवियस वीडियोस हैं MCO 01 पे बहुत सारे वीडियोस हैं, उनको जरूर देखिए। एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस ऑल्सो रिलाई ऑन योर सेल्फ स्टडीज। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर वॉचिंग। बेस्ट ऑफ लक फॉर द एग्जाम्स।